Throughout human history, although the definition and function of money have continuously evolved and transformed, its central position within social structures has never been shaken. Viewing money merely as metal coins used in daily transactions, paper banknotes, or numbers on digital screens means focusing only on the small, visible tip of the iceberg. In reality, money is a concrete form of energy that embodies human labor, knowledge acquired through years of education, time spent, and individual potential. Understanding the importance of money amid the complex gears of the modern world is not only an economic necessity, but also a way of developing a strategic and conscious perspective on life. The true value of money should be measured not by the luxury objects it can purchase, but by the freedom of movement it provides, the sense of psychological security it creates, the ability to make choices, and the potential to generate social influence. Humanity's most fundamental instinct, the desire to survive, is, in today's world, directly and inseparably linked to financial sufficiency. Just as physical strength, speed, and the ability to read nature were vital for survival in hunter-gatherer societies of the past, financial resources carry the same level of vital importance for the individual in today's age of information and technology. One of the greatest and perhaps most precious opportunities that money provides us is undoubtedly a strong sense of security and a protective assurance for the future. In a world filled with uncertainty, sudden changes, and constant risks, the presence of a solid financial reserve is like a vast harbor that shields the individual from the unexpected storms life may bring. In traumatic events beyond our control, such as health crises, natural disasters, global economic downturns, or personal job losses, money takes on the role of a lifesaver and a buffer zone. This is not merely about living a flashy or luxurious life, but about maintaining uninterrupted access to basic human rights, nutritious food, and a dignified standard of living. A mind burdened by financial pressure and the anxiety of survival quickly drifts away from creativity, inner peace, and personal growth, becoming trapped in a constant struggle to simply get through the day. Therefore, money frees the mind from these suffocating fundamental concerns and creates the foundation for individuals to focus on higher pursuits, art, science, philosophy, and their own spiritual development. In this context, it is true that money represents the most important physical step on the path toward the highest level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the journey of self-actualization. The concept of freedom with the presence of money goes beyond a theoretical discourse and acquires a tangible reality and a new dimension. True freedom is not merely the ability to go wherever you want or buy whatever you wish, but also the luxury of not remaining in situations you do not want, of not submitting, and of not being trapped by obligations. For an individual who spends years in a job they dislike solely to pay end-of-month bills, or who is stuck in a toxic social environment or an oppressive relationship due to a lack of economic independence, money is, quite literally, a breaker of chains. Money grants you the authority to say one of the most powerful words in the world: no. This power enables the individual to preserve their character, live without compromising their ethical values, and write the script of their own life story with their own pen rather than allowing others to dictate it. The freedom of choice is the greatest and rarest luxury a modern human can possess, and the golden key to that freedom is most often held by financial freedom. An individual who can make choices over their own life transforms their fate from a mere coincidence into a conscious agency shaped by their own effort. The deep and solid relationship between money and time is often overlooked in superficial discussions, yet it is one of the most critical points at the very core of the issue. Every human being, regardless of status, possesses only one absolutely limited resource: time. Money is, in essence, accumulated and frozen time. When you purchase a service, delegate a task to a specialist, or choose a more comfortable means of transportation, you are effectively buying back the valuable minutes and hours you would have spent on those tasks. True wealth is not merely the size of the numbers in bank accounts or the number of cars in a garage, but the ability to decide how, where, and with whom each hour of the day is spent. The time that is bought or reclaimed through money can be transformed into quality moments with family, in-depth reading, learning new languages, or exploring the world. From this perspective, money becomes humanity's most powerful and functional counter against the tragic brevity of life. A person who can manage time efficiently and, when necessary, convert time into money and money back into high quality, free time may have grasped the true rhythm and purpose of life. In addition, the dimension of money related to social benefit and the collective good clearly reveals how constructive and transformative a tool it can be. Far beyond personal welfare and individual consumption, the channeling of large amounts of capital and financial resources into scientific research, technological innovation, educational scholarships, and social infrastructure projects greatly accelerates humanity's shared development and evolution. The financial success of a single individual, through a business they establish or an investment they create, can become a source of livelihood and employment for thousands of families. Or, through a single philanthropic project, it can become a ray of hope for thousands of children waiting for medical treatment. When placed in the right hands and combined with a visionary mind, money can turn into a vast engine of goodwill that makes the world more livable. At this point, it becomes clear that money is not inherently good or evil, but rather a magnifying glass that amplifies the character, intentions, and worldview of the person who possesses it. Instead of fundamentally changing a person's character, money brings to the surface and sharpens the latent tendencies that already exist within them. In the hands of a generous person, money turns into a spring that makes the world bloom. In the hands of an ambitious and selfish person, it can become nothing more than a tool of domination and oppression. Ultimately, money stands as one of the greatest sources of confidence in facing life upright and looking toward the future.